All right. Today, on Tuesdays with Audie, of course you all know, I'm your host, Audie. For those that are new, I am Audie by the way. So today, we are in a totally different location. I am in a blue hole in the parish of St. Elizabeth, in the middle of St. Elizabeth and Manchester in Jamaica. So, this is different. I'm sitting on a piece of twig in the middle of a blue hole. By the way, I know how to swim to survive. That much. So this is, I don't even know, but what my best friend from St. Elizabeth Giselle, she decided, it would be good for me to actually come and sit by this blue hole. Like I thought I was crazy. This girl is even more worse than me. My God. But it's all about living in that particular moment, taking it in and enjoying it. So right now I'm just enjoying this blue hole and also taking the time out to kind of put in my daily dose of Tuesdays with Audie. So today's topic, I felt as though not wanting to be the Grinch of Christmas and everything else that is wonderful about it, I would talk about a little bit about consumerism. Yes, I am the Grinch. Yes, I don't want to be the Grinch, but I think I am the Grinch. So we all, in terms of ourselves, we are all part of some form of, we consume some form of content, some form of item, or whatever it may be. So we all do this every single day. But in terms of when it comes around to the holiday season, we tend to kind of get in a hyperdrive when it comes to the particular aspect of consumerism. I don't like to consume stuff. I lie, I do love to consume stuff. But in terms of the pressures that are associated with the holiday given and everything that we associate with it, we want those paranormal pictures, those perfect pictures, and everybody else laughing and smiling and everything else. And then it's great to see those things and to experience it, even though growing up I barely actually had a chance to experience the gift giving aspect of what it entails, what people do around the Christmas holidays. So I've never really, exchanged gifts within the family. Usually we would get something, but in terms of the exchanging aspect of gifts, we didn't do that, even though we got things for Christmas once in a while. But it's like with the whole pressures when it comes to thinking about a gift to get someone, getting someone a gift, receiving a gift. It's like I enjoy receiving gifts, but when it comes to me having to pick some for a gift for someone, I'm the worst person to give gifts. Okay, I don't know what to do. It's like I know my friends, I know what they like, but when it comes time to the pressures of actually picking out something, I really just don't know what to do. I'm like, I don't want to go in the store and having to kind of sit there and figure out and find something that I know that they're gonna like, because it's like I'd rather just give them the money and call it a day, because they could always figure out what they want to do with the money. Period. But then again, it's that whole aspect of taking the time out to really find something that someone's going to enjoy, but also not necessarily knowing whether or not it is needed or wanted. So knowing your friends, you tend to kind of know what they need, because they tend to kind of drop hints in terms of what they want. But then it's like, to me, if it doesn't serve a purpose, why should I get it? It's like, if it's not going to make your life any better, why should I get it? So I think in terms of me coming into understanding that sometimes it's not all about just the gift. It's about the thought that goes into it and the amount of energy that goes into thinking about someone and giving them something that that they would definitely cherish. Even though you cannot decide whether or not the person is going to need it, but at the end of the day, it's the thought that counts. Yeah, I know it's cliche. It's the thoughts that count. But I don't like to think too hard about things, especially when it comes to gifts. So the Christmas holidays are upon us, and I know everybody's gonna be with their families. So this Christmas I decided to not to spend the Christmas with my family or within the Bahamas as I usually do, and decide come and experience Christmas, what it's like to exchange gifts with a family that usually does enjoy it. And I thank Giselle for actually inviting me on this trip, and for me to actually get a chance to experience this for once in my lifetime. I don't know if I'm gonna do this again, but it's at least once in a lifetime experience for me. I've been around families that do it, but in terms of actually being within the household when they're actually doing all this exchange, in terms of actually being there and witnessing it, I've never had the opportunity for me to do so. So this year, on my 30th birthday, 30th years of being on this planet, I decided, why not? Why the hell not? It's like, it's so much more than just the gifts. It's so much more in terms of just the holiday, in terms of the pressures that everything else that comes with it. But this is the time that we all, in terms of the Christian faith, come to acknowledge that it was the birth of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. So we get to celebrate His birth before He actually went into His ministry and everything else that he did within this time on this planet. It's surprising that Jesus started his ministry when he's around 30. So hey, I ain't trying to say that. Yeah, but but anyways, let's go on with this story. So Jamaica so far, I just wanted to kind of touch upon it. This is my third time visiting this country, and every single time I've come to this country, it's like I've been blown away by the things that I've noticed. The first time was for a spring break, being young and dumb, and wanted to kind of come and experience Jamaica on a spring break and party and what's not. I still got a little bit of a history lesson. And the second time was during Giselle's engagement, where I got to stay in the grill and kind of experience the touristy aspect of Jamaica. But this year, I said, you know what? I'm gonna stay with the people and get to experience the people for who they are in their normal day-to-day occurrences, and get a real good appreciation of the culture that it is Jamaican. And so far I would say, oh my gosh, this is a beautiful place, boy. It's like you hear about it, but for you to be there and experience it and be among the people and kind of getting to understand and kind of appreciating what they enjoy about the country, it's a total different aspect of being there and enjoying it whilst they're enjoying it, and seeing it from your perspective and learning from their perspective, and getting to appreciate everything that it is Jamaican. So I would say, me personally, I'm a foodie. Oh my gosh, I haven't tasted any Kentucky better than Jamaica's Kentucky. Period. It's like I would never try any Kentucky any place else. Trinidad, Kentucky is pretty good, but so far I must say Trinidad, I haven't tried y'all one, but Jamaica, god damn, this Kentucky is off the chain. Every single dish I've had since I've been in this place, it's like, my favorite thing is that food is the most important thing in this world, in life. Because without food we wouldn't necessarily have the energy. Until we figure out another form of way for us to access energy, then I think food is going to be our predominant source of energy and how we actually get it. Even though the sun is where we get that aspect for us to consume it, for us to get it as human beings. But the food, oh my gosh, it's like the patties, the cocoa bread, the Kentucky I just mentioned, and then I had the traditional Jamaican breakfast. I haven't had the ackee and saltfish yet, but I had it before. But then in terms of the boiled dumplings, the boiled foods, the ackee, the saltfish and other stuff that they put with the breakfast, I'm like, boy, why can't I not have this every single day? But if you did have it every single day, then you would come to underappreciate it. So having it once in a while, being able to kind of appreciate it within its uniqueness, is one of the key things that I really enjoy about being here. So if anybody wanted, I would say I highly recommend this country to visit, in terms of if you are having a place on your list to do in the new year. Once we actually become available to us to travel, I never, seeing that I'm here, I never think traveling stopped. But we all must take precautionary measures in terms of how we expose ourselves to certain things, and especially when it comes to traveling and being around people during that contact that we have within the airport. So in 2021, everybody else, we couldn't wait for 2020, but hey, I decided to take 2020 by the horns and decided just to go ahead and take a trip, because this is something I've been wanting to do from since September for Giselle's birthday, but I haven't had the opportunity for me to do so. So even coming towards the end of the year and having the opportunity for me to do so, I felt as though it was a well-needed way for me to actually, take the time for me to enjoy this year, and not necessarily let it kind of dictate the way that I need to kind of live my life. Even though it has been for the majority of it, but at some point, you just gotta accept that, the only thing you can't control is you. And everything else around you is gonna be so chaotic, and it's gonna force you to do so many things, but at the end of it, there are limited things in this world that you can control, and those things that you can't, just go ahead and do the best with them. So now, I'm about to go and finish enjoying my vacation, because, I love you guys. I appreciate everybody who's been supporting me. Thank you guys for continuing to support. Even the first supporters, the second ones, the third ones, even up to the current number that is about 74. I appreciate and enjoy the people who continue to talk about this channel, continue to come in and dedicate their time and resources to kind of just watch the craziness that I tend to kind of talk about and get something valuable from it. And all those students, from the school that I taught earlier this year, and continue to support me as well. It just goes to show that sometimes even the smallest things that you do to someone can go a long way, and you never really know how far it will take them or help them in their journey throughout life. So with that said, deuces, I'm out of time for me to go jump in this hole. I ain't gonna jump off camera now. So but until next time, deuces, peace, love, and enjoyment, and I'm outie. was freaking cold. Woo! All right, guys. That's it for the day. Tommy, what's up?